It's that time again to step into the mind of a maniac, dude. Step into the mind of this psychopath right here to tell you another story about BST, that bullshit story time. I know you love it. I know you've been enjoying it. So here's episode 19 for that bitch ass. It's season dose of the motherfucking BST, episode 19. I don't know how to say 19 in Espanol. Need to brush up a little bit. Senor Pepe Veranos is rolling in his possible grave. I don't know if he's still alive. He was old as fuck back whenever I took his class. Anyway, today we're going to talk about my longtime homie, a viewer of the show who I love tremendously. This episode goes out to none other than Larz Goodner. Peace, Larz. And I'm going to harp on some of our adventures that we did back in the day when we was in Otis the Axe. And some other stories from after, the years after Otis the Axe, where we continued to hang out and have good times. So here we go. Let's get on into it. So my good buddy Larz Goodner, a man of small stature but of infinite personality. Great guy, love him very much. Thanks for watching the show, Larz. Anyway, met him back in the day in a little spot in the road town called German, Texas. Some of you may know of it, but most of you do not. Anyway, small ass town, way out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, somewhere near Jacksboro. He and his friend Brady, who is one of my all-time greatest friends, they've been best friends since they was little. They walked over to a house over there in Germany because they heard some tunes bumping. They was like, let's see what's going on. Long story short, Otis the Axe was practicing out there for their first time out in the middle of fucking nowhere out in German, Texas. They were getting their first practices on. So Larz and Brady rolled up in there. Brady was like, I play guitar. Larz was like, I slap skins, baby. I'm on them drums, sucker. So what can y'all do for us? Get us in the band. Something like that. I wasn't there for it. I wasn't in the band at that time. But it was on that day that Larz and Brady joined our little social circle of motherfuckers going hard, dude. Just going hard, shredding metal. Later down the road, I became in the band, as I told y'all earlier this season. I started out in the band. I was a suckiest member, dude. I was god-awful, didn't deserve a spot. Brady's spot is who I had taken, and that fool is a true musician. It's sad that he didn't stay with the band, but that's a whole nother story. But one time, we was playing a show, and motherfucking Brady and Larz, of course, Larz came along because he was drumming, but for some reason, Brady came along while I was the one in his spot and shit. So, we went to some kind of little after party with Beneath the Massacre, some kind of big ass signed band and shit. We went over there smoking pencils and shit, smoking little blunts, dude, just hanging out. Before the motherfucking Chevrolet was bashed and demolished by some douchebag fiends, dude. That was the truck we used to haul our equipment and haul all the band members to the shows and shit. So we were in there smoking on pencils, the herb devil's lettuce, dude. Just in there getting it on, our party and shit. And for some reason, Larz and Brady were like, let's go out to Kyle's truck and fucking chill for a little bit. I think they was underage. Somehow these old fools done got locked in my truck somehow, dude. Shit was sad. They were in the back seat. I had a whole bunch of crackers and shit off in there for people to eat when we was on trips and tours and shit like that. So they was surviving off of crackers and saltines and shit in the back of my truck as they were locked in while we're inside smoking pencils and just hanging out, dude. For the longest time, we never noticed they were out there. Sad. Finally, they somehow claim that what they did was it had them back windows on it that opened like this, you know, and had the little, the little doodad that you popped it open, and it opened maybe like that far. Somehow they claim that they reached through that fucking gap all the way around and opened the door handle. It was fucking sad because my truck had busted ass locking mechanisms and door handles and shit. So it was sad they got locked in the first place. Somehow these fools managed to escape. On a steady diet of saltine crackers and shame, these fools had lived in the back of that truck for hours while we were puffing pennies, dude. While we were inside hitting lettuce, dude. They finally got out, and I think they came in there and told us, like, dude, you won't believe what happened. Y'all left us out here locked up in a truck, dude. So they got out, and it was really fucking tragic, dude. Another time, one thing we had to do because it was fucking sad was we had to like rent drum sets from a music shop that would like let us rent them for really cheap. Well, we would get them and then we would play our show, and then shit would happen to where we had to take the drums back. One time I was the only fool that could do it, dude, and we had to take Larz, and they were like, dude, you and Larz take a trip up to Wichita Falls, dude, and take them drums back. So we rolled on up there in my truck. I can't remember what the fool's name was that ran that shop, but we showed up to drop off the drums, and I saw him for, I think, the first time, dude. That fool turned around, and he had a wide load, dude. He had dumps like a truck. That fool had cheeks out the back, cakes. This dude, I think his name was like Paul or something, Mr. Paul's Music or something retarded like that. Anyway, this fool had a big fucking ass, dude. A gigantic ass. It was nasty, dude. And we were talking about how if you took that DW pedal with the double kickers on it and put it next to his butt, you could fucking kick them pedals, dude, and fucking just play drums on his ass cheeks, dude. It was stupid. I'm pretty sure, but I can't be certain, that while we was there, I ganked a pair of drumsticks from Mr. Paul. Dude, it was sad, dude. I was ganking shit. I needed to be blasted upon with fucking blows to the face for being so stupid. Anyway, we was up there in Wichita, so Larz was like, we gonna hang out with one of my homies up here. I was like, alright, whatever. So we rolled up to said homie's house, dude, and we was gonna get our drink on, get our smoke on, and fucking hang out and chill. So we hung out over there. Later on in the evening, we decided to go get 40s, because we was about to play some Edward 40 hands. You know, where you take the 40 to your hands, and you gotta drink both of your 40s before you're allowed to take a tinkle. Yeah, so a lot of people be pissing their pants and shit. So we went up to the store trying to get some Steel Reserves, or some kind of fucking malt liquor type bullshit, fucking 40. Hey, we had not rolled very far to go up to that store and get them 40s, but on the way back, somehow we got pulled over. As we were pulling up to the parking spot at said homie's house, we got fucking pulled over to the side of the road, dude. Cop came up there, asked us what was going on. I think he just profiled us or something, or there was a taillight out. Don't know, but that's Wichita PD for you, I guess. Anyway, he pulled us over, asked what was going on, insisted on searching the vehicle. Dude found an empty 40 bottle in the back that I'm pretty sure was Josh Murphy's, that it had been left in there from a show or something. Luckily, he was like, y'all are at your destination, so just don't go driving anymore tonight. I found this Steel Reserve back here. I know y'all are fucking around. So we didn't. We were just like, all right, we're just gonna chill here. Thank you, sir. And then he left. So we chilled off at said homie's house for a little bit longer. Don't remember his name, not really important. Only saw him one time in my life, one of them single-serving friends. Yeah, just hung out with him for a little bit. We played some Edward 40 hands, I think, but dude, I got too obliterated to remember any more details of that shit. Another time, me and Larz was rolling together, dude. We was going from fucking Graham, Texas back to Jacksboro. Don't know why. Can't remember. Don't hate. Anyway, we was rolling to Jacksboro, Texas, and we ran out of gasoline, fool. We was going down a hill. We was probably like 2 miles from Jacksboro, so we was just coasting as far as we could go, being like, dude, go, go, go. We gonna make it. We coasted for a good half a mile, probably, dude. Shit was sad. But then we ran out of gas on side of road. The lead singer of the band's name was Will Coughlin, and I've mentioned him before. You better not be forgetting shit. You better be keeping up with the storylines. Anyway, Will Coughlin had an uncle. Uncle's name was KC. Me and Larz was prepared to sleep in that motherfucking truck till somebody could help us out next day. But we called up Will Coughlin. Hello? Yes, Will. We are on the side of the motherfucking road. We got no fucking gas, no way to do nothing. This shit is sad. So, he couldn't do nothing but call up Uncle KC to come help us, dude. It was like fucking 2 in the a.m., dude. We woke Uncle KC up in the middle of a dead slumber, talking about Larz and Kyle are stuck on the side of the road with no gas. They about to sleep in his truck. So somebody gotta help him. KC rose up out of that deep slumber. Now let me tell you a little something about Uncle KC. Biggest fan of Otis the Axe that's ever existed, dude. He loved him some OTA. He loved him some Kyle Spear. He loved him some Larz Goodner. So he was like, oh, this is my call to duty. I gotta go help these motherfuckers out. So he rode, dude. He rode out there. I'm not at liberty to say that KC enjoyed what he had to do at 2 in the a.m. that fucking fateful day, but he showed up nonetheless, took us into town to the All Sups, and we got a little bit of gas, went put in the truck, and we got home like we needed to. We profusely thanked Uncle KC for all his help, feeling as though we probably would never be able to repay that favor. This other time, Larz was a bit of a Lothario, dude. He was dating all kinds of sexy bitches and shit all the time. It's not really my business to talk about that, but he was dating some sexy chicks. Anyway, there was some kind of foreign exchange girl that was fucking probably at least a 9.75, dude, and he was dating her. And there was some reason, it's something that happened where she might have cheated on him or something like that. I don't know, but we went over to this one dude's house there in Bryson, Texas, dude, and Larz was like, I'm about to start some shit with this fool. I was like, this is clearly not my business. I'm just the wheelman to get this motherfucker out of here if he ends up getting into some beefs that he can't control. So I'm sitting in my truck off down the way, perpendicular to the fucking house and shit, and I see Larz roll up there, run up there to the fucking door, and just start bam, 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 throwing double fist, fucking monkey punches, just pow, 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 at the fucking door, telling this motherfucker, come out, I'm about to whoop your ass and shit like that, dude. It was hilarious, dude. He was beating the shit out of that door. I witnessed a man seeing red, and at the absolute end of his fuse, dude, just whap, whap, just punching doors, dude. I was like, what am I witnessing right now, dude? What is happening? No guy ever came out or anything. Fool probably wasn't home. That was the worst way to ever knock on a fool's door, dude. But the guy wasn't home, I don't think, and he never came out. So we just loaded up and rolled out, dude. And lastly, in the years following those fucking great times with Larz, once we had grown up a little bit, I went to visit him and his lady, Kenzie. Shouts out to Kenzie as well. But we went to visit them off at their little apartment, I think in Burleson or something, dude. They had a great time getting smashed and fucking hopping on acoustic guitars and playing shit, talking about, I'm a creep, I'm a weirdo. Only it was 10 times more terrible than the great singing I just did because we were smashed up. Talking about Larz and Kenzie doing beautiful duets of fucking Dearly Departed by Shaky Graves, dude. Shit was tight. We're talking we all chimed in doing Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Reliving old times with music, having a blast, dude. Shit was cool. And we've done that a few other times in the years following after Otis the Axe and all the crazy stupid shit we did. There are far too many fucking stories that me and Larz have together for me to remember or put down here in a story that won't end up lasting 2.5 hours, dude. But these were just some of the memorable moments with my good friend. So this episode has gone out to Larz Goodner, my great friend who I love. I know you're going to be watching this right now, and you're the shit, man. Thanks for watching the show and shit. We going to have probably a Larz part 2 at some point, yeah, where I talk about some other stories. Once we get to talking, I remember some other shit we did. Maybe we'll get back on it. But for now, this shit's reached completion. The climax is over. I don't know if there was a climax, more like an anthology, a bunch of different stories mixed together. I don't know, but it's being real, so we gonna get the fuck out of here. And I know that y'all noticed that I'm murdered out from head to feet, fool. Head to feet murdered, dude. Fucking black hat, black bandana, black gauges, black shirt, semi-black motherfucking pajama pants. Definitely black socks, fresh to death from head to toe. But we gonna sing the outro, get the fuck on out of here, and keep rocking and rolling at a later date.
until next time, and shout out Larz. Later.